I just celebrated 18 years of recovery, and last night I was talking about this. So back when I was in my drug using days, I had like borrowed a car without somebody knowing that I borrowed their car, and I was backing out. I was in this unfamiliar part of town, and I was backing out of their driveway and like going down this kind of like residential area, and suddenly I freaking hit a ditch, and I went sliding back into it, and I was in the ditch, and I was in like this really like low sitting car with bucket seats, and I remember like we were sideways in the ditch, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Like, I just was sitting there panicking. It was pouring down rain, and it was in this area I really did not know. All of a sudden, I'm sitting there, and these headlights just kind of come up and they blind me. And I turn around, and it's these two guys. They jump out of a pickup truck, and they come over and they kind of bang on the window. And I was like, yeah. They're like, you're stuck. I was like, yep. They said, we're gonna pull you out. I was like, are you now? Are you now? And like before I could even comprehend, they had like done something to the back of my car and were just pulling me right out of the ditch. And like I just sat there in stunned silence. When they were done, they unhooked me. They didn't even come around and say, see you later, have a good day, bye. They just took off. Like they just came and saved my butt. And then they just drove away. And then there was another instance. I remember when things had kind of gotten pretty bad. I was really, really addicted to drugs, honestly. I had my little boy, he was 1 at the time, and I had him on my hip, and he had on like those little overalls, like the Oshkosh Bagosh overalls that had like a little pocket in the front. We were walking around this gas station. I was trying to find some food that I could afford. I only had like 75 cents, and I was going to steal food because he needed like milk and stuff. And we're walking around, this lady comes in, and she comes like straight up to me, right? And I look rough. Like, I don't look like the kind of person that you would just want to approach. But she comes up to me and she starts oohing and awing over Jameson, going, oh my God, what a beautiful baby. Aren't you just the cutest little thing? And I'm sitting there trying to be polite, you know. And then right before she leaves, she takes a $5 bill, folded into quarters, and she puts it in his little pocket of his overalls. And like, it saved my life. Like, it was just one of those incredibly kind things that just happens for you. Another time, we were broke down on the side of the road. It was really, really cold outside. Jameson was in the car seat, and we didn't even have like the ability to turn the car on to get the heat going, and so we were just sitting there. And so the closest gas station was a few miles up the road, and my husband at the time, he got out of the car, he started walking. Me and Jameson are just sitting there. Like, not even 5 minutes later, he comes back in a pickup truck with these two guys who had seen him walking and picked him up, took him to the gas station and got gas. And they came back and they did something in the car. They fixed the car. Maybe it was just out of gas, I'm not sure. Then they took us to a hotel room because we were homeless. They took us to a hotel room, paid for us a night. They bought us a bunch of gas station food because it was like really late at night, nothing was open. So they got us a bunch of gas station food, and then they told him, give us a call tomorrow and we'll give you a job. All because we ran out of gas. And so I was just reflecting on this stuff last night, and I was thinking about how there's so many times when I should be dead, and all of the times when in my life amazing things happen. People were so incredibly kind. Like, they went out of their way to be kind to me for no reason and like without expecting anything in return. That now I have the opportunity to do the same, and I try to live by that all the time. And so like, why I should be dead? Like, people have shot at me, they beat me up, I've been put in some scary situations, I've overdosed a few times. Like, there's just a lot of instances where I could very well have died just as well as I lived, and I didn't die. God saved me. And so the way I see it is that my life now isn't my own, it belongs to God. And everything that I do is for Him. Like, I'm His agent. I'm walking around doing what He would have me do. That's the way I see it in my head. And the best part about all of this is that I get to experience the benefits of this. Like, because when you help another person, it actually feels really good. And not only that, but I get to drive like a car that has insurance on it. And when I go to put my clothes in my closet, like, I have to like push over clothes just so I can put a hanger in there because I have so many good clean clothes. I ran out of like Maybelline like loose powder today, and so I pulled up my app on Walmart and ordered one, like, without having to check my bank account, you know? Like, so I am rich, right? And I get to experience all these incredible blessings, but now it's my opportunity to give back. And I told this story. I was going down the road one day, and I've shared this story before. I was going down the road one day, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and all of a sudden it just started pouring down rain, and I was driving home from work, and I look on the sidewalk and I see a little old man and a little old woman, and it is pouring. They're holding like Dollar General bags, like those yellow kind of grocery bags, and old man has his jacket, and he's like kind of like sheltering it over the old lady. And I drove by, and I was just like, dang, that's rough, just thinking, it sucks, that sucks. And I kept going. And then I get a little bit on down the road, and I was like, wait a second, don't I have an extra umbrella in my car? And so I circled around, and I jumped out of my car, and I handed the umbrella to the little old man who was the one who took it. And I was like, here, have an umbrella. He was like, what? And I didn't sit there so that I could be like praised and thanked and, what a blessing you are. I just gave him the umbrella, and I drove off. And as I drove off, I looked into my rearview window, and I saw him open the umbrella and like hold it over his wife, like him and his wife, but mostly his wife. And I was just like, oh my gosh, how sweet. And now I keep an extra umbrella in my car all the time in case I see somebody walking on the road when it's raining. I can just give them an umbrella. And on Thanksgiving Day, I had the opportunity. I went to go pick up my mom to take her to Thanksgiving at my dad's, and I had Jameson with me, and I see this young girl walking down the road, and I'm like, I have an umbrella. Like, I was excited. And so I pulled up. My mom was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'll be right back. And so I ran. It was raining, and I ran to the back, and I popped the trunk, and I gave her this umbrella, and she was just like stunned. I can see you thinking, why didn't you invite her to Thanksgiving? I did think about it, but I was also like, I don't know, you got to be careful too. You can invite everybody, but there's things you can do. Like, I can't take every single dog home with me that I see walking on the side of the road. I would like to. I can't, but I do carry around big bags of dog food so that if I do see a dog that looks hungry, I can give them dog food and like water. So, like, I can't do everything for everybody, but the things that I am able to do, like, God allows me to do these things for other people now, and then I get to feel good about it. Like, I get to feel like, oh my gosh, what a blessing. And then when you guys are always like, Amanda, you're so great, we love you, I love that, okay? I love the fact that I can be a blessing to other people and that other people can get inspiration from me. But also, I have to remember to be like a mirror, and like any kind of praise that comes towards me, I need to mirror it back up towards God. Like, I need to be like, oh, no, Amanda in her own element, like when she does what she wants to do, Amanda is a woman who will rob an innocent person of their hard-earned money. Like, Amanda, left to her own devices under the influence of drugs and alcohol, will steal your wallet, will lie to you, will like say this whole super sad story and get you convinced that you should help her, and the whole time she's lying and she just wants your money. Like, that's really me. So anything good you see in me, it is a direct result of the way that God works through me. It is only because I'm surrendered to him. It's only because that he is my boss, he's my father, he's the one I report to, and it's him who I want to make proud. I want God to be like, oh my gosh, look at Amanda. Look at her putting an extra umbrella in her trunk. I love it when she does that. I want God to look at me that way. I know that he loves me. I know that he likes me. I want him to be proud of me. I want to hear at the end of all this, well done, good and faithful servant. That's my goal, and I offered my life to him and said, if there's anything redeemable left in me, then you can have it. And he took that little bit of nothing that I had, like it was just absolutely a mess, and he managed to shape it up into something so beautiful that I'm able to now help other people. And then not only that shaped beautiful clump of lay that he has made me into something more useful, I get to experience the benefits of it. And I've been doing that for 18 years now. So if you are early in recovery, if you're thinking about entering recovery, if you are thinking about living a new way of life, I highly recommend it. I mean, I give it 5 stars, 5 out of 5. It's just it's the gift that keeps on giving. You give to yourself, you give to others. It's really quite incredible. So I just want to say that. Love you guys. Bye.